faith in a new master. The hunter didn't understand when a dark stranger said he was spreading this new religion.
All right, guys, what is going on? What is good? What is good? Welcome to the stream, everybody. It is Monday, June 24th, and it is a new week, my friends. New week, new opportunities. Know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I got 25 people on here. Very nice. Drop a like on the stream if you would, please. Drop a like on the stream. Hopefully that helps get us more viewers. Maybe, maybe not. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. But it doesn't hurt to try, I guess. What's good? Willow, Naruto, Lucas, Eberneth, Kevin, Shay, G, 2020, Felix, Monkey, Dave, Kesha. What's good, everyone? Ooh. What'd y'all do this weekend? What's good, Cameron? What's good, Toby? Dude, I read a ton yesterday. I read a lot yesterday. Dude, I read so much. I think the words just started blending together into one long word. I'm like, all right, I need to take a break. Need to take a break. But it was crazy though. I mean, like, when I say I read a lot, dude, I read for like 4 hours, like straight. I really had like no real breaks other than like grabbing a drink or using the restroom or something like that. But dude, powered through a lot of pages yesterday. Whole lot of pages. It was good, Alexandra. Bought a few new books today. What'd you get, Lucas? What did you buy? What did you buy, my friend? Was good, Dylon? Read, journaled, hung out with the fam, and cut some grass. What's good, I mean? What is good? I need to know what books you guys buy. I need to know. Anyway. Give me a second. A friend of mine, who's a very good trader, is bullish on dollar. He's actually bearish on euro, but I'm like, okay, so bullish dollar, right? And he is not typically somebody that I would fade. I usually fade most people. I'll be honest with you. I'll just be honest. I usually fade most people. Him, I don't fade. I could see that. I could see higher dollar. So we might be able to get that. And I'm sure he's probably done a lot more thorough analysis than I have. Especially on euro. Listen to 50 Cent's Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter audiobook on Spotify while at work today. Was a banger. Guy's a beast. You know, interestingly enough, I like 50 Cent. I don't have any issues with him. I like Robert Greene too, but the 50th Law, I don't know, dude. I just couldn't do it. I don't know. For some reason, I just couldn't do it. I didn't like it. Anyway. So Friday's close, and then today's open, right? 105.80s. We dropped down into this imbalance, and we have reacted a little bit. So we might be able to see some bullishness from here. I'm wondering if this might be a old, not old. I wonder if this is going to be like a reaccumulation level there. Here too. Meaning these old up candles here. I'm wondering if that, since this was old distribution, I wonder if that's going to be reaccumulation to go higher. So I could definitely see that. If you want, like if you're a swing trader, I'm usually not in currencies, but if you're a swing trader, I would screenshot that. Just to see like something like that. Don't screenshot my chart, but I'd probably screenshot that just to see. And I would label that. And I would also label these two those two up candles right there. You see that? That's what I mean by a reaccumulation level. Accumulation, reaccumulation, reaccumulation to go higher. That's kind of the idea. You guys with me so far? Oh, look at that. We got up to 50 people on here. Look at that. You guys are excited for Monday or what? Unlike most people, traders get excited for Monday. Lucas got trading in his own gas. Thinking like a Roman emperor. Donald Robertson is gas. Courage is calling. Good book. And the courage to be disliked. And eat or die. Oh, that sounds interesting. The last one. Courage to be disliked. I've heard good things about it. I think that's like a Japanese one, or like a Japanese like school of thought. Unless I'm wrong, I haven't read it, but I heard it's pretty good. But I have not read that one, and I've never heard of the last one. But yeah, Courage is Calling is pretty good. There's not so much of Ryan's bullshit in that one. Not that I wanted to get into that today. But yeah, dude, Ryan, oh my God. Like, bro, if I can just rant for like 2 seconds. Right thing right now. It started off so good. It started off like it was the best shit he ever wrote. I was like, yeah, this book is fire. It's gas. And then it went downhill, bro. Oh my God. Especially towards the end. I wanted to shoot myself. I was like, no fucking way. So there's a lot of bullshit in there. Like, he's all like, bro, he literally, I forgot what page it was. It's one of the last like 2 or 3 chapters. And he's like, the world owes gay people an apology. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you really put this shit in here, dude? Like, oh my God. I was so disappointed. I'm like, God. But the rest of the book is really good. Like, the actual content is great. The politics, I literally was like, I'm going to rip this fucking page out of this book. Pages, actually. You know? Remember I said a couple weeks ago, I'm like, Disney shouldn't take over movies because they're going to make everybody gay? Ryan kind of did the same shit. He's like, everybody's just gay. I'm like, all right, bro. Whatever. I just don't like politics, man. That's all. I like content. I like real shit. But I don't like politics, you know? So, but no, I definitely have notes in it. I put it away already. I definitely took a lot of notes in it. From it. I mean, and I got these little tab things too. I never used these before. I always saw people use them. There's other YouTubers that I watch who use the tabs and stuff. And I don't know. They're kind of expensive too. It's like $5 for that shit. But I was like, I'll finally use some, and I've been using them. So I burned through a lot of them yesterday, and I bought a few more packs too. But anyway, let's get to the real stuff. I know why you're here. You're not here for my bullshit. You're here for the trading stuff. But I just gotta let loose, man. Sometimes I just gotta get it out there. But anyway. Yes. All right. So this morning I posted Nasdaq, and then I also posted that ES has conflicting info or conflicting something where they don't have the same information. So let me back up for a minute. We go over to Nasdaq, right? And I pointed out on, I screenshotted my phone on the 1 hour time frame. And I said we had, I hinted at that we had upside after we took out downside, right? And then looking at ES and of course Dow, they don't have the same information. So the ES went higher for liquidity, and the 1 hour time frame looked really nice as far as that 9 o'clock candle here, right? So we traded all the way up to the 558 level and then traded off of it and closed. That's a classic condition. It's a classic signature of manipulation. Beautiful. So when you look at that and then you see these clean lows from Friday and Sunday evening, Friday's low even by itself, okay. Well, if that makes like low resistant lows, well, if we saw liquidity on the upside taken, then we might seek opposing liquidity on the downside. And so that's what I meant when I said we have conflicting information. So what do you do with that when you have Nasdaq's weak, was definitely weak today, but you have upside, say on Nasdaq, even the triple Qs. Oh my God, the triple Qs, bro. We've left a lot of equal highs, like a lot. I don't know why I said that. 481, 482 and a half, and 487 almost. 1, 2, like very small set here, 3, but either way, it's like we're printing a bunch of equal highs here on the triple Q. So you have potential upside there, potential upside on Nasdaq in the short term, right? But then what do you do when a different index has downside? One index has upside, another index has downside. What do you do with that? Well, it could be low probability conditions, right? Or maybe you take both and you take a loss on one and a W on the other. Or you just wait. Yeah, Naruto, imagine that being the page you got out of the manuscript, bro. I would take that 3-hour drive just to go back like to the painted porch and be like, what the fuck is this? But it's not that serious. It's cool. I'm still glad I got it. I'm still going to buy all this shit too. Matter of fact, let me sidebar for just another minute. Because I've had a few different conversations with some of you guys on the side about all that bullshit that's been going on, right? Leave the kids alone, hashtag, right? And you know, a couple of people were like, man, I'm not going to buy any more Ryan Holiday books. I'm like, no. We can't like discredit an entire book or even an entire bibliography of a person's work just because they said one or two, well, in Ryan's case, like 5 or 6, like stupid things, right? It's like the information is still good. 90% of it is still worth reading. It's just the small shit you got to be like, really? You got to roll your eyes a little bit, but it's still worth reading though. That's all I'm saying. It's still worth reading. Even if you went woke, it's still worth reading. So, it was Seneca, just to prove my point, it was Seneca who said, I'll quote a bad author if the line is good. So, it is what it is, man. But yeah. It's a little bit disappointing, but nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect either, so who are we to judge, right? Anyway, Dow Jones. Dow has actually been our leader today, so I'm not really sure what Dow wants to do. I almost feel like the Dow is playing catch up, to be honest. Really. I almost feel like Dow is catching up maybe to all-time highs while the other indices are kind of just like chilling, right? Does that make sense? ES is chilling. Nasdaq is it's kind of chilling, but it's actually it's trading a little bit lower. But Dow is like trying to catch up with the other two. Make sense? We've talked about that before. We talked about how certain assets can be put on pause, like a movie, you just pause it and let the others catch up, right? I had used the comparison or the analogy of that movie Ford versus Ferrari near the end when he's winning the race and he's lapping everybody and Ferrari drops out of the race, their car got something happened to the engine or whatever, and then they called the dude and they were like, hey, we, instead of you winning by a shit ton, we want you to slow down and let 3 of the Ford cars cross the finish line at the same time. They asked them to slow down, right? That's kind of like what the indices are doing. Nasdaq is actually pulling back a little bit. S&P is like, all right, I'll slow my roll and I'll allow for Dow to catch up to where we are at. And that's kind of like what the market's been doing. Make sense? Hermida, you can still buy the book. I'm still going to buy all his books. I'm just going to roll my eyes at the bullshit. That's all. There's history for a few hours for good books. And I think Breakfast with Seneca is definitely a nasty banger. Yeah, it's pretty good. David, I think that was David Fideler who did that one. It's pretty good. Anyway, what's good, Libright? Libright, what did you think of Nefarious? I know you watched it. What did you think of it? Y'all already know what I think about it. I think Nefarious is a great movie. I mean, it's not the greatest of all time, but I think it was a really, really good movie. I could see me actually buying that movie or coming back to it in the future. I didn't know we were at war. That's why you're losing. Bro, that line and some other lines were just nasty, dude. I should quote that movie in my next book, to be honest. So good. And I don't even know how I came across that movie. I don't even know how. It might have been a recommendation from Amazon because I watched some scary movies recently. Levi said it's my type of movie. Bought a bunch of books today. Can't wait till it's delivered. Dave, what'd you buy? Cameron enjoyed the movie? Cameron, you are talking about the movie, right? Definitely made me think. Bro, it's so good. It's so good. The only problem I had with that movie is the ending. The ending was so bad. The ending was so cheesy. I'm like, this is stupid. But like the middle 80% of that movie, God. So good. Yeah, Lee Bright. You didn't know that the market was manipulated? That's why you're losing. Was good, Leon. What do you think about Euro this week? The seasonality for July will be bullish. Well, we're not even in July. We're in the last week of June still. A friend of mine thinks it's going high, lower. Dollar higher, euro lower. So we'll go take a look at that actually. I don't think I did cover the others. I think I just covered the dollar and left it at that. Because I started talking about some crazy bullshit. Anyway, this looks horrible. This just looks so bad to me. I don't even know where to begin. If we just borrow that weekly time frame, right? So June. Okay. So June opens, we trade higher. We take May's high. We traded lower. We even left that gap on the daily. So we traded up into that on a Wednesday and we overshot that, basically traded into a higher time frame. Mitigation is what that is. Beautiful. It's not seen on the weekly, but it's definitely seen on the daily. Traded lower and we've consolidated for a little bit. And I want to say we anticipated that, or at least after a few days, because we talked about how the dollar was near 50% here. And conversely, or inversely, whatever the word is, we consolidated near that 50% for a while. So I could see that continuing to go lower. Just based on that. What's good, Omar? Last week of the month and the quarter. That is a good point too, Cameron. That is a very good point too. So we could see some wild movement. But yeah, I guess if I had to say, I'd probably look for shorts. On Euro. Ugh, God, I don't even know. I don't even know about British pound, dude. Those lows on the 1 hour were pretty cool. And below that, we have a daily imbalance here, which we already traded in. I mean, we traded in that on Friday. So that doesn't mean we're going to trade higher. It just means like that's what the current low is. And then we traded up into this imbalance here. So this may continue lower as well. Same thing. These three highs right here. We traded below that. And then June 7th, that day is acting as a mitigation as well. So mitigation there and an imbalance right there. And that is what pound is responding off of. So I could probably see lower pricing here for British pound. Oh, look at that. 66 people. Maybe liking the stream does work. I don't know. Drop a few more likes if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Dave said, I bought all the ones you recommended on the last Discipline stream. I don't remember which ones those were. Discipline's Destiny, very good. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, probably one of the best works in the history of mankind. Atomic Habits, also a pretty good one. And Daily Stoic. Oh, damn, Dave. Dave's going to be a Stoic here in like 6 months. Dave's not going to be bothered by a fucking thing in like 6 months. Nothing is literally going to get in his way. He's going to be like the rock that the waves crash around and fall still around. My boy is going to be a rock. Which is cool. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The only book I got in recently was the Kreutzer Sonata and Other Stories, which is a book that's like 4 different stories from Leo Tolstoy, the Russian author, who was banished by the Russian Orthodox Catholic Church. And Mary E. Walker by Amar Habib. I didn't know this until I bought it, or when I looked at it the other, like 2 days ago. Mary E. Walker is America's only female Medal of Honor recipient. I found that very interesting. I said, oh shit. That's crazy. Mary E. Walker, America's only female Medal of Honor recipient. So I thought that was very interesting, you know? It's not just men who get the Medal of Honor. There's a woman too. Fun fact, they ended up taking it away from her too. They like undid that. So I guess I'll figure out why pretty soon. But anyways. Does anybody know what the best German translation of Meditations is? Oh yeah, Lucas, I have no idea. I have no idea. But what I do have an idea of is if we continue to get weakness on the indices, specifically ES, 5519 is only about 11 points away. So that might end up being the case here today. And we can almost sort of see this kind of as a big bull flag here as well. So anyone who saw this as a bull flag, they just got wrecked. Second leg here too, believe it or not. I don't know if you were looking for that. Let me verify real quick. I just kind of eyeballed it, but let me just make sure I'm not like just bullshitting. Yep, sure enough. So a minute ago, we talked about how that was a run on liquidity, right? 1 hour time frame, massive wick, not bad. When it traded lower, it crossed and closed on the 5 minute at least that 50% level at 55.38. Right? Where did I tell you guys? Where did I tell you guys more than once where good shorts or good longs form? Around what? The 25% level, dude. That's right there. Right? So first leg here, we rally, and then this is about 10:20. Lunch is here at 11:40, and then 12 is right here. So the second leg unfortunately, was started during lunch. What can you do about that? So, yeah, this should probably have zero issues going lower. This should probably melt. Probably. Omar got wrecked on Nasdaq. Yeah, I mean, that shit went massively lower. But if you remember, we've also been stalking 19,760. I still have an alert there. Or did I put that on today? Man, fuck, I don't even know. But that's still low resistant lows. That's still about 40 points away. That's if Nasdaq is our weakest index today and ES is probably going to trade lower, then this would have the easiest time to trade lower. What is the function of a gap? I don't know. I don't know everything, dude. I really don't. If you want to know everything, go talk to any of my exes. They'll tell you. They know everything. I don't. So, you know, I know I've told that joke so many times, but hey, what do you expect, bro? It be like that, dude. It does. I don't make the rules, man. I just play by them. That's all. But anyway, a gap, it is similar to an imbalance, but it will not. It's not the same thing. They're two completely different things. Yeah, Felix, you can predict it at this point. Some of y'all have been in for a while. You know. A gap has neither buy side or sell side delivery. An imbalance has one of the two, but lacks the other. So it all depends. But it is one of the, I guess, cogs in the machine. It's one of the facets of, it's one of the pieces to the puzzle. Kesh, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Went long on New Zealand, took partials and got break even. Equal highs weren't hit. Do you think we would still go higher or go after the lows because the dollar is in a daily imbalance, says Carlos. I don't know. Maybe you should ask me questions that I know the answer to. That's what you should do, chat. That's what you should do. Instead of trying to find the most difficult questions, like this is a final exam or some shit. I don't know what I did to deserve your hard questions, man. I don't know. What did I do wrong? What did I do? There's your issue right there. Well, part of it at least. I'm aware those are highs. In the short term, at least, 61.34. That was Friday. That was Friday's high. That was traded into and off of. So that's at least a partial. Did you say you partial? You did partial. All right, Carlos. Finally, somebody listened to one thing that I say. Friday's high is here for Australian dollar, and it doesn't do that. It doesn't trade above Friday's high. So that's a good partial to me. That's a solid partial. The fact that it traded all the way back here, I'm not really sure what to think of that, to be honest with you. God, look at that daily though. Ugh. Dude. What is this daily time frame? Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. What is that? Honestly, what is that? This is gross. This is madness. You know what? Now I'm not surprised. Because what happens in markets that move sideways? We went over that last week too. They do what? They take liquidity and then go back into the range. Take liquidity back into the range. And those are hard markets to find runners in. A consolidating market isn't going to leave you runners until it runs on a higher time frame. So hopefully that helps you, Carlos. Was there any entry on ES in the morning? I can almost guarantee you there's always something. There is almost always something, my friend. It just depends. Let's see. There is equities. There is midnight EST. Actually, you know what? Maybe not. I don't know. It drops below equities and New York and pre-market low there. That could be a next candle. This is obviously hindsight, obviously. That could be a next candle entry here. Although that's not really much of a stop run. So that's probably not something I would do. If it is a next candle entry, there's an imbalance right there. There was an imbalance here that was respected. That never mind. I thought that was going to be inverted. It wasn't. What I'm talking about is right here. In case you were wondering. Right there. Imbalance below both, or excuse me, below equities coming off of midnight New York and a short-term stop run. But that's it. So let me go back to that. Yeah. 5 minute next counter entry, 1 minute imbalance there. If we had to find something. So let me see. Let's talk about the PM session for a minute. We have a higher Dow, right? Dow isn't even close to equities open, not even close. The S&P did trade for the AM session low. If we had equal highs, I would easily long this. But the fact is, we've got lows down here at 55.19. So I think anybody trying to long is going to end up being burned, and this might end up trading lower. And then same thing, you know, NQ, we stopped just prior to that level here. I could see a retracement, maybe. But I don't think I'd be longing NQ today. I tell you what, though, if this is a stop run and we do trade like back up, I would not touch this today. You know, if Nasdaq's going to leave highs and then ES leaves lows, oh God, I'd rather just not and just wait. Yeah, Naruto, that's a good comment. I think there's equal highs on ES, or I might Might be tweaking. Well, don't tweak. You don't want to be tweaking. Okay. I've met tweakers. You don't want that. I promise you. You do not want that. Trust. You know, I know what you're saying. I'm just bullshitting, obviously. But yeah, I guess I'd probably watch this down candle here. I'm not saying we're going to go higher. All I'm saying is I would watch it. I would want to see, what do we do here? What do we do there? That's all I'm saying. Okay, I didn't say long. I didn't say next candle entry on the 15-minute. I didn't say nothing like that. I'm just watching it. Okay. Oh shit. We really didn't even go over the ETFs either. You guys always let me forget. You always do that. We gapped lower Friday. Monday, we opened, we trade down a little bit, and then we immediately trade higher, but we actually don't get to the higher end of that gap. We got close to it though. Now we're back below it. When we were back in here on like the 14th and the 15th, I looked at this as a potential target if we were ever going to trade lower. That's probably not going to be met today. If that is something that's on the higher time frame though, that might end up being traded too. But I don't know. I don't know. And then I did show you the triple Qs already. We left a bunch of equal highs. I do think these are all going to get met, but just at a certain point in the future. So long term, I would still be bullish on indices. Long term, at least. What are you expecting for currencies in the second half of the year? I don't know, Lucas. I think they're going to fluctuate. That's what, who was it, JP Morgan or some famous banker said that. Someone asked him, like, what do you think the stock market's going to do? He's like, it's going to fluctuate. And it's the same shit, bro. Long-term currencies, I'm not good at position trades with currencies. I'm just not. Swap, interest rate differentials. You got to sit through CPI. You got to sit through NFP and shit. Like, I'm just not good at that, dude. I like the day trades. I like maybe like swing trades, but I just can't position trade currencies. I just can't do it. Other people can. I can't. About to go pressure wash the patio and deck and enjoy some sun, not trying to lose unnecessary money. I'd probably relax today. I think pressure washing would probably be a good thing. I'm kind of with you on that. Anyway, chat, what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to trade higher for the indices today? Or do you think we're going to trade lower? Buy salt and hope World War III starts. You'll be rich. All right, Carlos, you've been going down the rabbit hole a little bit too much. Leon says lower. Naruto says lower. Felix said higher above the PM session open, then to the lows. That's a good point too. Especially for ES. Like I could see a short-term rally, maybe into this imbalance. Maybe something to that. And then just get dunked on. Right? Like NBA 2K cover just dunked on. I could see that. Even if we trade lower, I don't even know what the downside target for Dow is. If it does, I have no idea. I wouldn't do anything with it. Oh, look at that, chat. We don't get to 40,000. We get to 39,999. That's interesting. So yeah. The only thing we haven't really talked about today is metals. I don't think they've really done a lot today, have they? No, not really. Look at Friday's candle and then look at today's candle. It ain't done nothing, bro. And then silver's lower. Yeah, this is garbage. Gold had a nice short in the 5-minute time frame. Don't lie to me, Carlos. Don't lie to me. Actually, you're right. Are you talking about right here? For these lows? They're in London? Ugh. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. That's not bad. That's also a second leg too. Lows. That looks like 3 higher highs on a smaller time frame. Drop down. We trade a little bit higher. Then we cross 50% and then back into a premium for lower. That's sexy. That only took 2 candles to get there. I've taken trades like that on gold. If you've never, like, being in a trade like that, it is the most strongest drug ever. Ever. Like, imagine shorting that and then hitting TP within 10 minutes. Like, it's the most bonker thing. Do you remember when I told you guys initially about the trade that everybody wants, which is the second leg or the second stage, whatever you call it? And you remember how I said almost always the second leg is the one that's violent, it's fast, it's quick, it's not going to screw around, it's going to your TP and it's going to do it very fast. That's what that is right there. Even on small time frame, right? Because look at that first leg here, it was kind of like lethargic. That second leg was like, I'm not screwing around. I'm going for that liquidity. Boom. Do you remember me telling you guys that? Is that in your notes? I mean, I don't know if you write down everything I say, but I wasn't lying to you. Can you show me how to get to the new contracts? I tried and was finding 2025. I think I might have misspelled something. You probably did. Because we're not trading the 2025 candle, my friend. We are trading the 2024 candle or contract. ESU 2024, NQU 2024, and YMU 2024. If you can't find it, just press enter. It'll do it. Matter of fact, you can actually make shit up. I've done it. You can go NQU 2024 / ESU 2024, enter. See what that does. See if that doesn't give you a chart. You never heard of no shit like that before, did you? Ratios, my friend. It's a real thing. I don't think I brought that to the MLM industry. I hardly ever use them. I'll be honest, I hardly ever use them. I think I introduced them like once or twice, but I never really harped on it. If you were a beginner, how long would you backtest a day? Honestly, Felix, I think backtesting is one of the most overrated things that there is. I'd probably spend, at the most, I used to spend a lot of time. But if I had to do it all over again, I don't think I would backtest all that much. I think if I did, I would spend more time like marking up specific, like I would spend more time on individual concepts, and I would go and spend more time on framework as well, like the second leg, like the low risk buy or sell, crossing 50%. I would study that a lot more versus like normal back testing or whatever. I never used the bar replay tool. I never had the bar replay tool when I was a beginner. Some of you didn't know, like I was one of the first people on TradingView. Not like first 5 or 10, but I was like TradingView had only been around like 1 or 2 years when I got on it. It was basic as shit. It had almost nothing it has now. You guys are spoiled now, but yeah, I never had that stuff. So I never used it, never had it. But when it did come out, the bar replay tool, never bothered with it. So hopefully that answers your question. Do I care about quarterly shifts? In stocks, yes. In currencies, I guess so. I don't trade currencies as much, so I really don't spend a lot of time on the higher time frames for currencies. But if I did, I would be mindful of quarterly shifts and interest rate differentials and seasonality. Yes. Oh, speaking about that, I don't even have my watermarks on here. You guys let me forget those too. You guys let me forget everything, dude. You're all gonna get fired again. Naruto, I got ratios from you. I saw it on your TradingView or TV, but don't recall you mentioned it. If you mentioned it, yeah. That was just one more thing I brought to the industry. But notice a lot of people didn't talk about ratios or inverted mitigations or inverted imbalances. Why is that? Why is that? Anyway, I actually had a dude that got mad yesterday that I said that. I had to block him. Like literally, he was like, he thought I was like seeking attention or validation or some shit. I'm like, all right, blocked. Anyway. That's a great question, Nina. I can spend a few minutes on that. Do you think that MLM industry in general is dangerous? If yes, what are the reasons? It's a good question. I'll spend a few minutes on that as we watch the indices here in the afternoon, part of the afternoon at least. Carlos says, what is a replay tool? Don't even worry about it, Carlos. Don't even worry about it. But no, it's on TradingView. You can like back shit up, like, and then watch the candles print, but you don't watch the fluctuations and you don't put in a time. You just instantly see like if you're right or you're wrong. So, anyway. Oh, kind of a divergence there a little bit on ES and YM. That may end up being accumulation. I don't know. But we're going to get to Nina's question in just a minute because I'm probably going to spend a couple minutes on it. What do you do during the trading session? Do you constantly watch charts or do you also read? It depends. If I'm break even, I'll try to read, yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you though, I will have the charts in front of me and I might be like glancing over and shit. Might be reading, glancing over. I might do that a little bit. I won't lie to you. If I'm in a trade and I'm not break even yet, I won't read because I will not be able to concentrate. I just won't be able to do it. Can you go quick go over interest rate differentials between two currencies. Yeah, I think if you go to globalinterestrates.com or just Google global interest rates, and you'll find the website globalinterestrates.com. And they'll tell you, they'll list out all of the global currencies. And then you can just literally pair a strong currency with a weak one, or a weak one with a strong one. And there it is. That was the whole premise behind episode 19 on channel 96, rest in peace, was Pipaholics Anonymous, please trade responsibly. That was all about interest rate differentials. We talked about GJ years ago. A couple thousand pips ago, if I'm not mistaken. The more I watch, the more impatient I become. I have no argument to support that, G. I'm with you on that. So anyway, we traded a little bit lower, we went higher, and then you can just kind of see the weakness in here a little bit. For ES at least. But anyway. All right. So with Nina's question, is the MLM industry dangerous? If yes, what are the reasons? Look, every business model has its flaws, okay? Everything that's made by man is going to have flaws, because man, and I mean women too, obviously, anything built by humans, okay, is going to be inherently flawed, because we are inherently flawed. Philosophical Friday. When businesses and industries, right, is ran by what? It's ran by people. Corporations. And corporations just want one thing and one thing only. It's profit. That's it. It's profit. So every decision is made with the idea of making more money at the expense of character, ethics, morals, careers, image, reputation, all that shit. The way that there's YouTube videos on this too. You should go watch them. Just look up MLM industry or MLM scam, and you'll find plenty of videos on YouTube. There's a couple really, really good ones. The problem is not the business model. The business model is illegal. Okay. I don't know what the rule is, because I'm not a lawyer or no shit like that. But I know that like a certain percentage of your customers or whatever has to be, or 100, like more than whatever. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a certain percentage that's like legal to be an MLM, and then there's the illegal kind, right? So the issue comes in when you have people that come into the industry to be salesmen, right? And in my opinion, sales is the most immoral industry that there is. If you're a salesman, automatically, I'm putting you in the category of you're a liar, you're a manipulator, you're a cheater, all you care about is money, you're full of shit. Okay? Now, I know everybody's not like that, but 9 times out of 10, that's what you're going to be, period. Because your income is based off of sales. So you're going to do everything that you can to sell. Doesn't even matter if the people need it or not. That's why when you go to a mechanic, they always tell you a bunch of shit that's wrong with your car, even though it might not actually be wrong. That's why they're charging you fucking... Bro, they charged me $50 or $55 for a gas cap because my gas tank was giving out too much emissions. I failed the emissions test. I said, what the fuck is an emissions test? And he was like, well, you know, we put this smoke in your gas tank, and then, you know, it's not supposed to leak out, but it leaks out. I'm like, okay, well, let me get a new gas cap. Shit was $55. It's a fucking scam. Okay? But that's not it, though. And I'm not just talking about mechanics either. A lot of people in not just the MLM industry, but just sales in general. Sales in general doesn't even matter. They're going to do everything they can to sell you drugs, pharmaceutical companies, doctors, right? They're making money by pushing drugs. There's a like a half documentary on what was it called? Man, I just watched it like not even 2 weeks ago. Oh shit, dude. It's got the girl from Orange is the New Black in it. Painkiller. There we go. It's called Painkiller. And it's about a Schedule 2 or something opiate. Oxycontin or Oxycontin, whatever it's called. And it was half a documentary because part of it was based on like real people, right? But anyway, the point was that MLM was selling drugs, opiates, okay, and getting obviously fat commissions off of it. And so, you know, they were telling doctors, well, this is really going to help your patients. We're really trying to change lives. And they fucking killed people, dude. Destroyed people. Got them hooked on opiates. People died. People got, ruined their lives and shit. It was horrible. MLMs do the same shit. Okay? It doesn't even matter what product it is. It could be lotions and potions. It could be a fucking drink. It could be workout. What is it called? Supplements, vitamins, or whatever. It could be trading education. It could be. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it could be. All right? No, I'm not naming anybody specific, but I'm just saying there's all kind of MLMs out there. So when you realize, you know what? If I got more people to sign up, I could make more money. So you're going to start looking for ways to manipulate people's emotions. Well, you didn't retire your mom yet, so why are you leaving? Pay your subscription. You got to retire your mom. Right? Or whatever. And so you start being a salesperson. You start trying to tap into people's emotions. That's why you learn so much about personal development. It's why you learn so much about shit like Dale Carnegie, right? Using people's names and using the right tone of voice and doing all this crazy shit to get people to sign up so you make more money. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. That is what the dangerous part of MLMs are. And even car salesmen and mechanics, anybody that's commission based can be susceptible to that. I have a friend and she told me that her mom's boyfriend is a car salesman, that he clears $200,000 a year. And I said, that's really good money. However, I can guarantee you he is fucking over a lot of people. There is no way you sell enough cars to make almost $250,000 in 12 months and not be putting people in their bad deals. There's no way. Like, there's no way you're not screwing people over. It's impossible. So that's what the dangerous part is. So I saw a lot of that in the industry. I thought it was very wrong. I never did it. And even on this YouTube channel, right? I have a paid subscription that you can sign up and, you know, it's $25 a month. You get the Discord, the chat access, all the other shit. Right? But I don't beg people to stay. If you want to stay, great, stay. If you want to leave, you're allowed to cancel your subscription. You're allowed to leave. I'm not going to beg you to stay. I know people have other shit to worry about. People get kids. I get that. Kids are expensive, bro. You got to take care of your kids. You got to take care of your family. I get that. You got car repairs. I get that. That's why I don't burden you with a high price to be here. Well, hell, I stream for free. Right? All the other stuff that's extra you pay for, it's very inexpensive because I don't want to break your bank. I don't need to. That's why I do those things. So when you have salesmen or salespeople who are just in it for the money, They don't care. They just want to say or do anything to get the sign up so they can make more money. That's what's dangerous. Bro, I know a lot of people that got hurt financially and emotionally because they lost a lot of money trading. Like that one dude I forgot what country he was from, he messaged me and said that he lost over 10,000 euros because his educator said not to use a stop loss. And I said, well, holy shit, why would you ever listen to somebody that said don't trade with a stop loss? Right? It was horrendous. That's what hurts people. So, I was always very vocal about it. I always said, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe you shouldn't do that. But, like I always say, man, I left the industry for a reason. A lot of, really nothing has changed. Honestly, almost nothing has changed. So everything from the leadership all the way down to, just regular ranked people or, the like bottom levels in the industry, same thing, and I just can't agree with it. I can't dig it. So hopefully that answers your question. When a pair of currency with a high interest rate and another with a low interest rate, that means the one with the higher rate will go quickly higher, that the other one will go lower. Well, it depends on what that pair is. We'll have to spend more time on that on another day. Do you also have a feeling of relief after a trade is done, or did you have a feeling like that in the beginning? I sometimes have it that being so concentrated and focused while in a trade. I mean, if I'm in a losing trade and then it hits stop loss, I'm a little bit relieved, especially if it keeps going that way, because it's like, okay, well, I lost a little bit of money, but if I was still in this, I'd be like up a fucking creek, So there's a little bit of relief there. I think if a trade takes longer than I expected it to, like if I was in a short from up here and we consolidate for like an hour without like running the lows, I do start to get a little bit nervous or a little bit worried, like, okay, why haven't we gone down there yet? But then I have to remind myself, like, you got to have patience and you got to realize like you still have a whole session, right? Like the afternoon session for me, the way I measure it is 3 hours. And it's like, well, okay, we're not even halfway done with the session, right? It's like, why are you trying to expect a home run every single time? Like I have to remind myself of that too. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. Leaders project unrealistic expectations on people and mainly look out for their own good. Yeah. So Dave, and not that I want to toot my own horn here, but I never, matter of fact, what you should do, you should read the risk disclaimer I have. If you've never read it, you should read it. It's there for a reason. Legally, of course, too, but it's there to tell you. I'll just tell it to you here. The risk, not the one at the top of this video. That's just like a basic live streaming one. But in the, let me see. Is it in the, bear with me for just a second. Okay, it's not in the one in the description. In the one in the videos, if you watch a video, right? And the screen comes up and the risk disclaimer is there, pause the video right there and read it. It says, I do not promise you'll become profitable. I do not promise that you'll become funded. I don't promise any of those things. But you know what I do? But you know what I actually do? Is once you do get funded, we'll make a video about it. Right? So the results are what? Are not promises. The results are real. Yeah. There is no dreaming. There is only look at what we've done. Not what we're going to do. Look at what we've done. Look at those kids. We put shoes on their feet. We put dresses on those girls last week. Look at what we've done, not what we're going to do. I think it was Mark Manson. I think he's the author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And one of the things that he talks about is that it's like your confidence should be based on real results, not affirmations, right? I agree. You know, affirmations by themselves are pretty much lies, to be honest. I am patient. No, the fuck you're not. You can't hold trades for shit, right? Telling yourself something that you aren't is a lie. And you cannot lie your way into success. It doesn't work. It's not sustainable. But if you look back on, you know what? This one trade I was very patient with. Well, if I was patient once or twice, I'm sure I could do it again. So that's why you got to document things. Even though some of you don't do it. I tell you to journal. Some of you don't fucking journal. I tell you to print charts. Some of you don't print charts. There's a reason I'm telling you to do these things. So guess what? In 6 months, when Christmas comes around, or maybe you don't celebrate Christmas and New Year's or whatever, you can look back. Hey, look at all 2024. Look at this big binder you got of printed charts. And you're going to go, oh, fuck, I never printed off charts. Yeah, that would have been cool to have, but I didn't do it. Yeah, because you're lazy. Stop being lazy. I don't print charts every day either, so I ain't going to act like I do. I don't, but you should see how many charts I do have printed. I can almost guarantee you it's got more than you. But I've been doing this longer, so it's not fair. But I'm just saying, you're either going to do the work or you're not. You're either going to lie to yourself or you're not. Carlos feels exhausted after the trade is done. So that's what I talk about when I say mental capital. Mental capital. You're exhausted emotionally because you're worrying. Well, what if this up candle doesn't hold? What if I get stopped out? Should I take partials again, or should I drop the stop loss a little bit further to lock in, or do I keep the stop where it's at? Or man, what are the ETFs doing? Or, well, man, the Discord says this, or another trading friend of mine says he's long and I'm short. Like, what do I do? Like, yes, you will face emotional fatigue, fam. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. Thank you, Stephanie. I don't know what you concurred to because I read the chat a little bit late, but thank you. Yes, Cameron, that is the one. You're welcome, Nina. Thank you, Dave. Gee, what kept me in the game? All right, well, I'm going to end it here in just a minute. I don't want, you know, some people watch the replays and I don't want them to, you know, watch like too long of a video, you know? What kept me in the game, dude, is risk management, obviously. And a desire to not go back to what I came from. I was in the Navy. I'm like, this ain't it. I had a bunch of jobs. I'm like, this ain't it. I got into trading. I got into streaming. I'm like, this is it. Pressing buttons, making money. This is it. There's a lot of things I'm not good at, Dave. Or G. Well, I'm really speaking to all of you, but G, there's a lot of things I'm not good at, bro. There's a lot of things I'm not good at. But I enjoy this. It's the not wanting to go backwards, the not wanting to go and be part of the matrix again. I can't do it. I will not do it. Even when I was in high school, okay? So this was like 15 years ago. 14, 15 years ago, I was in high school thinking, how can I make money on my computer? How can I make money from home without being a drug dealer? Right? Like, what can I do? I've always had that mindset, man. Ever since I was younger, I've always had the mindset of like, I got to do something different. I can't do this other bullshit that people do. Go to school. I'm fucking tired of school. Because when you're at the end of high school, right? You're coming off of 12 years of school. 12 years of classes, and you don't even get recess anymore in high school, but it's just like 12 summers, 12 school years, 12 years of like drama with friends and bitches. Sorry ladies, but my exes were bitches. All right, so it is what it is, but all due respect. All right, all that drama, all that nonsense and shit, and then it's like, now you want me to go do another 4 years of it and I gotta pay for it? Oh God, no. This ain't it, dude. This ain't it. So, not wanting to go back to that. Not wanting to go back to the military. It's we only get one life, dude. Do you realize that? I know it's kind of cliche. You only live once. Right. But there's so much meaning to that. I'm only going to be 30 once. I'm only going to be 31 one time, right? You're only going to be in your 30s for 10 years. And you want to spend your 30s and your 40s and God knows how long after that being a slave to the matrix, saying, "Yes, sir, I won't be late again." Man, God. No, dude. No. I will not do it, dude. So, not that I wanted to ramble on, but I could really go down, that rabbit hole, but I just can't do it, dude. I gotta trade, man. Got to. So, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, well, I'm pretty much going to shut this down. So have a good one too, man. Carlos is in college at the moment. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. It's just not for me. That's what I'm saying. If you guys want to do it, if it's worth your time and your money and your effort and you get a lot of benefit out of that, don't let me stop you. It's just not for me. That's all I'm saying. If you can go get a job and make, 6 figures or 6.5 figures and you like that, by all means, go do it. Don't let me stop you from a very lucrative position. Go for it. There are jobs out there that will pay a lot. Not to somebody like me. So, that's it. All right, that is going to be it. So, indices sliding a little bit lower. There's like no strength here on Nasdaq. There's almost no real strength here on ES either. Dow kind of just chilling as well. Right? Not really showing all that much weakness. So, yeah. We've got our alerts. If you haven't put them on, you can. 55.19 is some lows for ES if you want to put an alert there. And then for NASDAQ, I do have an alert at, let me see, June 13th low, which is 19,760. So if you want to put an alert there, you can too. But that is what I'm going to leave you guys with. Hopefully it was a good stream. I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure to journal, make sure to print off your charts, make sure to read something. And then to also drop a like on a stream if you haven't done that yet. I would greatly appreciate that. Y'all be blessed. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow on Tuesday.